So Peace Terrace Academy, we're located in Fremont, California. And I'm just going to start with some fast facts about us. We were founded in the year 1998, alhamdulillah. We have about 240 students. Our teacher-to-student ratio is about 10 to 1. Our annual budget is about $2.6 million. We, along with local resources, provide about $110K in financial aid to our families. And then we received our WASC accreditation in 2015, alhamdulillah. So I'm going to begin talking a little bit about Peace Terrace Academy's educational philosophy. So we are a classical school and an Islamic school. So Islamic in terms of that is our worldview and the worldview that we are aiming to cultivate in our students. And alhamdulillah, it's a blessing to be able to use classical texts, the Islamic canon, so to speak, to engage our students in their deen and to introduce these topics of the Quran and the Sunnah and the Hadith and the Aqidah and all of those beautiful texts. And then we also teach the tools of learning, so grammar, logic, and rhetoric, showing our students how to think rather than what to think. One of the things that's really crucial to think about when we're thinking about knowledge, Yeats says education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. And it's really important as an educational institution for us to think about how do we light that fire in our students to be lifelong learners and to continue to learn these skills. We also really value sustainable knowledge and skill sets, not necessarily the information and the content, because that's ever changing, but rather how to learn, how to seek knowledge. So the importance of language is very, highly valued at our school. The importance of logic and clear thinking is very valued at our school. And then the art of rhetoric, which is the art of eloquence, is very much, a form of who we are at the school, and trying to raise children who are eloquent and dignified, who possess beauty in their character as well as beauty in their knowledge, and that the knowledge that they have is beneficial. And that's what we think is the recipe for beneficial knowledge, but that's what I think makes Peace Terrace really exceptional, is the fact that we're aiming to raise children that possess wisdom, where they recognize the concept of truth, goodness, and beauty, and that they aim to lead virtuous lives, and that they know what is virtue and how to identify it, and they know what are vices and how to identify it. So based on what Sister Hina kind of touched upon in terms of raising children with good character, sometimes in our modern world, what's good becomes confusing. And so it's very important for us as a school and as an educational institution to really ensure that our students know what is truth, what is goodness, and what is beautiful, alhamdulillah. So when we were writing our vision, a question that we asked ourselves was, what is the purpose of the creation of humans? How does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala define our creation, and what is our purpose of being here on earth? And we recognize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that we are slaves on earth, slaves to Allah on earth, and that we are caretakers or vicegerents on earth. And so our vision really is that we are slaves of God and caretakers on earth in order to build a more beautiful world. It was very important for us that when we were writing our vision, that this vision encompassed every member of the Peace Terrace Academy staff, teachers, students, parents. And so this statement is really true for me as a principal. I have a vision to be a servant of Allah and a caretaker of the earth in order to build a more beautiful world. And so does a kindergartner in our school, alhamdulillah. They have a vision to be a servant of Allah and a caretaker and to build a more beautiful world, alhamdulillah. So our mission is to provide a classical education incorporating the Islamic and Western canon, In order to cultivate students of wisdom and virtue through the Trivium curriculum, we equip our students with the tools of learning to enhance their ability to succeed in the modern world. We are a community of learners characterized by spiritual guidance, academic rigor, and loving interactions, building an Islamic worldview. It's very important for us that our children really understand where their place is that in this world and in these times and in this space that they're living in, inshallah. We have an early childhood program. We have a grammar school, which would be equivalent to an elementary school. For us, it's 1st through 4th grade. And then we have a logic school. Inshallah, when I share our goals for the future, you will see that we aim to have a school of rhetoric as well, which would be our high school, inshallah. In the early childhood center, our aim is to really cultivate habits, habits of friendships, habits of learning, habits of working together, habits of taking care of themselves, habits of identifying their emotions, and all of those things are very important in those early years. In grammar school, our aim is to really fill the cup of our students with as much knowledge and information as possible. The students memorize quite a bit. Language is a very important skill there. The ability to have mental math and compute is very important. Scientific thinking and inquiry is really important. The concepts of grit and persistence are very important in those years in terms of finishing tasks. And then in logic school, the students begin to, naturally, adolescents begin to question why they have to do things and why things are the way they are and why. And so our aim is to really help them gain the tools of how to answer those whys. And so obviously we continue to teach all of the subjects that are necessary. We have 13 areas of learning, but in addition to that, we teach logic, we teach the art of debate. We actually start introducing formal logic, formal logical thinking in those years because it's very important for our students to have the clarity of their thought. Why do they think about the things the way that they think about it? And is it actually correct and accurate thinking? And so, alhamdulillah, it's been a really huge blessing to be able to do that. We have Sister Homaira Wassel, who teaches logic, and it is definitely something we want to expand with all of the other schools in terms of creating debate teams. I know we do a lot of athletics together, but it's really important for us to do these types of skills as well, inshallah. And then we also offer a Hifz program. In our Hifz program is primarily for our logic school students, so 5th through 8th. The students memorize the Quran in 3 years, and then they have a year of review. And alhamdulillah, over the past 10 years, we've had about 30 students that have enrolled in this program and continue to thrive and really embody the characteristics of the Quran, but also have memorized the entire Quran. Many of them are now leading Taraweeh prayers and joining different types of community programs as those that have the Quran in their heart. And it's one of my favorite things throughout the day when I'm doing my rounds to walk and pass our Hifz program and hear the students reciting, mashallah, and memorizing. And it's an honor to be able to have this program and to continue to see it flourish, alhamdulillah. In addition to our normal programs, we also offer a lot of exciting co-curriculars. These are things that are student-driven as well as parent-driven. So we take feedback from parents in terms of what they would like their children to participate in, as well as feedback from the students in terms of some of the things that they are excited about. So we offer athletics through BAMREC, which is the Bay Area Muslim Recreation. We offer STEM-related programs, coding, 3D printing, robotics, art, karate and martial arts, debate night, theater night, service and giving programs in terms of each grade is required to have a certain amount of service hours and giving back to the community, and it's really important for us that they do that. An example of that is our 5th grade class that over the past 10 years have been supporting Give Light Foundation through learning about them, but also creating an annual fundraiser fundraiser to support Give Light, alhamdulillah. And then lastly, we do have a pretty robust student council, and they have a lot of leadership opportunities. So providing our students with a plethora of different ways to see their skills and their interests is very important to us, because as Muslims, I know that many of us go towards the field of engineering or doctoring or lawyering, and I think that it's very important for us to branch out of those subjects and to really see where our children thrive and where they can be of service in the best way within their skill sets, inshallah. What's next for us? Alhamdulillah, we are really aiming to start publishing content. We've had a lot of visits to our campus, as well as inquiries in terms of classical education and what that means and what type of resources do we use. Many of the resources that we use have been things that we've produced over the years, over the past 10 years, in terms of teachers and staff members, and so really being able to share those with others. We aim to start, inshallah, look towards a high school and opening a school of rhetoric in the future, and partnering with other schools that are existing. We aim to have intra-school debate clubs, inshallah, established, just as we have athletics programs, to connect with other schools, to have debate teams and speech meets, so that our children's intellectual prowess is also really something that they become proud of, as well as their athletic prowess. We are really excited about this event, actually, and it was a source of inspiration for us to say, how can we connect more as Bay Area schools and share resources with each other, share information with each other. So today, I hope that we can share, information. I know that there's been some, some means of getting together as Bay Area schools, and we hope to invite you all to a luncheon, inshallah, in the near future, where we can start talking actually actively about how to support one another. We continue to do professional development opportunities, and some of these are open to the public. We want to have an annual conference, at least in the summer, or maybe throughout the year, on weekend retreats and things like that, where educators can come together and we can grow as a community. The Islamic canon and the Islamic knowledge is really foundational for many of the things that we're doing. So, and it's something that we can all agree on. So, building workshops and professional developments around that would be a really crucial thing. Arabic is another one of those really important topics that we can do. Lastly, inshallah, we aim to really cultivate a sense of stewardship within our community in the next few years, in terms of having our community really understand the value of Islamic education and the institution building, and that each of the schools here really deserves to have as much support as possible within our community, those visionaries, those philanthropists who really want to see our programs being deep-rooted in this country, that we should all work together in terms of how we can make that happen, inshallah. So in a nutshell, we are a community of lifelong learners creating an Islamic worldview, and alhamdulillah, we're so honored and so privileged to have the students in our care. So I want to show you all some pictures of what learning can look like, or looks like, at Peace Terrace. So oftentimes we see our students working diligently and dealing with really complex problems sometimes, and helping one another, and small groups attention when students are needing differentiated instruction, lots of support in a classroom, alhamdulillah. Events and programs that nurture their learning and their identity as Muslims. Lots and lots of playtime and time to be together with each other and kind of resolve conflicts and share a game at lunchtime or at recess time. We have an annual art exhibit where the students create art, and then they purchase, the parents and community members purchase the art for our art program. We have an annual autumn festival that's really fantastic. So those of you that have not come to that, we warmly give you an invitation, inshallah, as a school to come and visit that. It's an amazing program. We have a great team of volunteers that come for various different events. This is at our Autumn Festival, alhamdulillah. An exciting athletics program with our students growing. Lots of field trips and activities for the children to do. This was an Ad Fontes session, a parenting forum session with Sheikh Alauddin al-Bakri recently, where he talked about embodying intellectual virtues with our parents. We have regular meetings. Parents are a vital and important part of our learning community, and so they are often there learning and growing with our children, because learning doesn't just stop at the end of school. This is our theater program. The children put on a play of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory last year, and then an image of Rayan at the Gold Rush, the 4th grade Gold Rush, mashallah, event. And then our graduation ceremony. So in a nutshell, inshallah, in terms of community commitment and support, we would love for all of you to join the Ad Fontes sessions if you are available. They're on the last Tuesday of every month. You have an open invitation anytime, alhamdulillah. And then lastly, we are launching our Benefactor Society, which is essentially our monthly donor program that will aim to, inshallah, garner larger support for our school. And so if you are inclined to do so, support our school, inshallah, through joining the Benefactor Society. There's a lot of perks and wonderful incentives for you for joining, one of which is a virtual invitation to the Ad Fontes session if you are unable to make it on the last Tuesday. So lots of great things happening. I again thank you all for being here, and inshallah I look forward to hearing what other schools will be presenting soon, inshallah.